Political earthquake. DOJ fires Maurene Comey, federal prosecutor who filed key court docs to keep Epstein files under seal. That's our top story for today at the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. This is our show where we look over some of the top stories of the past 24 hours from the Gateway Pundit website and give some information and input on them. My name is Sarah Stock. Today, I'm filling in for Elijah Schaefer. Let's get into this very first story by Christina Layla. It says Maurene Comey, daughter of James Comey, was fired as a federal prosecutor in the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office on Wednesday. It is unclear why Maurene Comey was fired. There was no specific reason given for her firing from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York, according to one of the people who spoke to the AP on the condition of anonymity to discuss personnel matters, the AP reported. Recall that Maurene Comey filed the key court declarations to keep the Epstein files from being released under FOIA. Josh Gerstein says, singularity achieved. The Justice Department lawyer who filed the key court declarations to keep the Epstein files from release under FOIA was, wait for it, Maurene Comey, SDNY, ASUA, and daughter of ex-FBI Director James. Erica Orden says, new Maurene Comey, who prosecuted Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and is the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, was fired today from her job at the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office per two people familiar with the matter. Well, this really could mean one of two things. The first thing is, who knows, maybe Maurene Comey was somehow getting in the way of the Epstein files being released because of her involvement with them, and this could be a good thing. Maybe we will be seeing some truth come to light soon. However, I tend to think it's a little bit more like the opposite, and perhaps Maurene Comey knew a little bit too much about the Epstein files because she was so involved in this case, and it might have been easier to get her out of the way completely so that the Trump administration, whoever is in the Trump administration that really does not want to see these files come out, is able to do damage control and make sure the truth doesn't come to light. The question that a lot of people are asking is, why is Maurene Comey why was she even still working in the U.S. Attorney's Office? I mean, she's under these Democrats. She's obviously a corrupt individual. So the question remains, why was the Trump administration even allowing this in the first place? But regardless, she's gone now. So I guess we'll have to see in the future what this really means and if this is really a good or a bad thing when it comes to receiving the truth about this Epstein case and releasing the files. Moving on, just in. Senate passes Trump-backed rescission plan to defund PBS, NPR, and slash bloated foreign aid. This is an article written by Jim Hoft on the Gateway Pundit website. It says the Republican-controlled Senate narrowly approved a sweeping Trump-endorsed rescission bill that slashes nearly $9 billion in previously approved federal spending, including full defunding of PBS and NPR and deep cuts to U.S. foreign aid by a razor-thin 51-48 vote during a late-night vote. The measure advanced through a late-night vote-a-rama. The only two GOP senators, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, both Republicans, sided with Democrats to try to block Trump's efforts to restore fiscal sanity. Democrat Senator Tina Smith was notably absent from the vote, her staff citing a hospital stay out of abundance of caution, according to Politico. Vice President J.D. Vance broke tie votes and committee motions, but wasn't needed on the final tally. I appreciate all the work the administration has done in identifying wasteful spending, Majority Leader Senate John Thune said in a speech. Now, it's time for the Senate to do its part to cut some of that waste out of the budget. It's a small but important step towards fiscal sanity that we all should be able to agree is long overdue. Because the Senate made minor changes to the bill, it now heads back to the House for final approval, where Speaker Mike Johnson is expected to fast-track the vote. President Trump is poised to sign the bill into law by Friday, delivering yet another blow to the radical globalist agenda that has drained American taxpayer dollars for far too long. Well, overall, I think this is a great thing because, of course, like Trump has said before, the mainstream media is the enemy of the people in so many different ways. So why should we be using our tax dollars to fund their corrupt enterprise? I don't like it one bit. And so I'm very glad, anything that's going to be reducing taxes, I think is generally a good thing. We need to be cutting the deficit down. But not only that, it's just we especially shouldn't be funding this fake news like NPR. It's like in PBS. I mean, the amount of fake news that's come out of these publications is just astounding. So I think it's very good that Trump is able to hopefully sign this bill into law very soon. Now, before we move on, I want to tell you guys about MyPillow. Right now, MyPillow is having 2 sales in one. The first is a closeout sale on per sale bed sheets. Any size and any color, just $25. That's right, you can even get queens, kings, split kings, and Cal kings, any size and any color, just $25. 11 colors to choose from. When they're gone, they are gone. The second sale is a new energy drink called Rev 7, a premium energy drink that is actually good for you. It tastes great and gives you energy all day. Plus, it has no sugar, no caffeine, so you don't experience those jitters and crashes that we've all been through with the other energy drinks. What makes Rev 7 so special is that it's powered with cognizin, a premium nootropic that helps fuel your mind, and Go BHB, which is a primary ketone in your body that provides the most efficient and cleanest fuel ever. MyPillow is so confident that you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try their introductory 3-pack absolutely free. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to mypillow.com and use promo code Elijah, that's ELIJAH, or call 800-210-8491. That's 800-210-8491. Moving on to our next story. ICE arrests MS-13 member and fentanyl dealer in Providence, Rhode Island. Local officials worried that police may have assisted. This week, ICE arrested a man in Providence, Rhode Island, who is a member of the MS-13 gang and a known dealer of fentanyl. Sounds like a pretty solid arrest, right? I mean, I would completely think so. It's an absolutely bizarre turn of events. The Democrat leaders of the city are deeply concerned that local police may have assisted ICE. They're even suggesting that this will be investigated. This is absolute madness. Watch this video here where Mayor Brett Smiley and Council President Rachel Miller respond after concerns swirl around BPD being at scene where ICE was on Sunday.
Knows that Providence police are there to protect them, that they will not cooperate or serve as immigration agents, and preliminarily we believe that policy was followed in that instance, although it certainly was jarring video that I saw, but upon closer review and understanding the full context of the circumstance, it seems like at the initial outset that Providence police acted in accordance with our existing policy.
While I am grateful that there is an investigation, I have serious concerns even of the perception that Providence police is partnering, working with, in any way, supporting the activities of ICE. And I'm going to keep working with my colleagues and with the mayor and with public safety to make sure that our city ordinance is followed, which explicitly prohibits Providence police from doing exclusive immigration enforcement action.
Well, guys, let's move on to what Fox News had to say about this. They said, act of terror. Progressive Rhode Island lawmaker Enrique for Rhode Island unleashes heinous Nazi Gestapo insult at ICE Gov after agents arrested his neighbor, but officials turned the tables on the far-left representative with a brutal reality check. The violent illegal alien taken to custody was previously deported, known MS-13 gangbanger facing fentanyl trafficking charges. I think this is so hilarious that these Rhode Island lawmakers are complaining, oh my gosh, ICE is deporting my next door neighbor. And they're so evil. This is an act of terror. Meanwhile, he is literally an MS-13 gangbanger. These are the people we have living beside us in our neighborhoods, and we have no idea because Biden left the border wide open for these criminals to just come in our country, and we don't even know who they are. They could be living right beside you. And of course, that's why Trump is sending more funds to ICE to be able to deport as many of them as possible. But then we have these Democrat lawmakers who think this is the worst thing ever to get someone like him out of the country just because he's his next door neighbor. I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to be sitting on my front porch and looking over to the right and seeing a gangbanger in the driveway across the street or something. I do not want to be seeing that. I don't want to live near these people. I think we need to get them out, and it's just ridiculous that the Democrats are taking this position, defending the absolute worst people over and over again. Garland, Favorito, and VoterGA appeal inexplicable dismissal of Curling vs. Raffensperger election ruling. This is an article written on the Gateway Pundit website by Jim Hoft. The 8-year-long federal lawsuit seeking to ban voting systems in the state of Georgia that store voters' intent on a QR code rather than human verifiable text ended in April. Judge Amy Totenberg issued her ruling over a year after the trial concluded, determining that the court lacks jurisdiction to consider the merits of plaintiffs' claims. The Gateway Pundit covered this trial from day one in court, witnessing several egregious manipulations of the voting system demonstrated live and on the record in the courtroom. University of Michigan computer science professor Dr. J. Alex Halderman successfully hacked the Dominion ICX system in court using a Bic pen in one hack and tools you can purchase on Amazon for several other hacks. The hacks resulted in the ballots printing human-readable text that were just inconsistent with the voter's intent. In other words, if you voted for candidate A, the hack would cause the ballot to print from the ballot marking device showing a vote for candidate B. The QR code would also record the vote as a vote for candidate B. One thing is certainly clear following the decision: how on earth did this case progress for 8 years, a 17-day trial, and a 14-month-long full from Judge Totenberg in rendering a decision? This is absolutely insane. The judge waited 1 year since the trial ended before issuing this order, by the way. No, this is not an April Fool's joke, CanCon says. I think this is so ridiculous, the fact that these Dominion voting machines are so easily able to be hacked. I mean, I don't really understand this, even the argument for these different machines, this QR code voting and stuff, because the thing is, we have third world countries that manage to have safer and more verifiable elections than the United States does. We're the best country in the world, guys. We should be able to have some safe and secure elections. It's the bare minimum. Instead, because of the Democrats, it's like we're living in a banana republic here, where it's so easy. All you need is a pen to hack a voting machine and get it to select B instead of A. I mean, who knows how many elections, local elections, state elections, federal elections have been altered because of these rigged voting machines, because we're not just doing things the traditional way with a pen and paper and in the way that you can have the most oversight as possible. And you can't hack a piece of paper, guys. So this is just absolutely ridiculous that it took this judge 8 years to determine that the court didn't have jurisdiction. Should not have taken this long, because obviously I think this should have been a top priority. I don't think it should be taking that long, because who knows how much miscarriage of justice was able to happen during that long period of time. Guys, I'm not sure if you know this, but we are witnessing a generational decline in men's testosterone levels due to lifestyle choices, diet, and exposure to environmental toxins. This decline can result in persistent fatigue, diminished strength, reduced libido, mood swings, and an overall loss of vitality, keeping you from feeling like your best self. Take control of your vitality with Man's Edge from Neutronics Labs, the natural solution to support healthy testosterone levels. Man's Edge is more than just a standard booster. It combines powerful ingredients like fenugreek, IGF-1, NO2, and more to help you feel your best. Studies show that fenugreek increases testosterone levels by up to 46%. Plus, unlike traditional powders and pills, Man's Edge offers up to 98% absorption, ensuring you receive the full benefits of these clinically proven ingredients. Even Frank Stallone has made it part of his daily routine to stay on top of his game. Join Frank Stallone and thousands of men in rediscovering their vitality daily with Man's Edge. Sign up for our auto-ship program today and save 50% on all your orders. Reclaim your lost youth and energy. Visit the link below now or go to ElijahIGF1.com. Use code Elijah, that's ELIJAH, to save an additional 10% on your order. Now, our very last story of today, beyond parody. The Steve Miller Band cancels all remaining tour dates due to climate change. This is an article written by Mike LaChance on the Gateway Pundit website. The classic rock group known as the Steve Miller Band has announced that they are canceling all remaining dates on their current tour because of the weather, or more specifically, the extreme weather conditions brought about by so-called climate change. Rock and roll just isn't what it used to be, apparently. The group made the announcement on Twitter/X. Let's check it out. They said, "Dear Steve Miller Band fans, you make music with your instincts. You live life by your instincts. Always trust your instincts. The Steve Miller Band has canceled all of our upcoming tour dates. The combination of extreme heat, unpredictable flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, and massive forest fires make these risks for you, our audience, the band, and the crew unacceptable. So you can blame it on the weather. The tour is canceled. Don't know where, don't know when. We hope to see you all again. Wishing you all peace, love, and happiness. Please take care of each other. Steve, the band, and the crew." Now, to be fair, I'm trying to find out here where they said this was because of climate change specifically, because we want to make sure we get this right. I don't see in this announcement that it says it's been canceled strictly because of climate change, but it does say it's been canceled because of weather, which, you know, to be fair, that could be some unfortunate booking of concerts if, you know, maybe they had a concert booked in Texas where the flood's happening or something like that. And obviously, this time of the year, there usually are a few little natural disaster type things, and makes sense. You can't really have a concert in a tornado, but who knows? Maybe this was a little bit over dramatic and they just got a little bit lazy and didn't want to do their tour. I'm going to be honest. I'm only 21 years old, so I don't really know who the Steve Miller Band is. I mean, I'm assuming they are a famous rock band. I know a few other famous rock bands like the Rolling Stones, but maybe I'm just not into it. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who the Steve Miller Band is, but hopefully none of you had tickets for this concert. And if you did, well, sorry, hope you get a refund. Everyone, thank you so much for watching the show today. My name is Sarah Stock. If you want to find me on any of my socials, it's just Sarah C. Stock on both X and on Instagram. And also, please check out the Gateway Pundit website if you want to read more of our news articles. So much great journalism every single day coming out on the Gateway Pundit website. You can also get this mug on the same website. We love this mug in the office, drink coffee out of it all the time. And if you join the Gateway Pundit, if you get a membership, you get a free mug. So it's a pretty good deal. So definitely check that out. This was the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. Thank you everyone so much for watching.